In today's video, we're going to look into grammar and pronunciation decks. In the last video, we saw how to use the vocabulary deck I'm going to send you. So in this one, first we're going to look into how to create a grammar card. Okay. Then a brief view of verb conjugation cards. And lastly, we're going to look at the pronunciation deck, mainly how to use it. Number 2 and number 3 will be cards that are already created for you, so there is no creation process behind that you need to master. So let's get into it. So we're going to look at a real-life example of how to use the grammar deck. For example, we can grab a concept for, again, our lesson document. For example, we learned that the imperfect is used to indicate simultaneous actions, or you can grab this kind of information from a textbook, right? For example, in this textbook, we have the same information, right? In this case, we're going to grab this kind of information. And we have a sample of a sentence. Carlos cocinaba mientras yo ponía la mesa. So what do we do here? First thing, we maybe can copy the sentence first and go to Anki and add a new card. Important, on type of no type on the top, this time must be grammar. Okay, so concept, what are we learning here? So the pretérito imperfect, right? Or you can write it in Spanish or in English, as you prefer. Pretérito imperfecto. Okay, and the sentence as an example. Carlos cocinaba mientras yo ponía la mesa. So explanation and other information. So why we use the pretérito imperfect here? Well, because the imperfect is used to indicate simultaneous actions. Okay. Now, here is the important thing. Image. This is optional in this case, but I advise you do that. So, Carlos cocinaba. So, alguien o hombre cocinando. Okay, so good. Mientras yo ponía la mesa. So, whoever poniendo la mesa. Okay. Okay, perfect. Now, we have to close the concepts we are trying to learn. So we need to know this is the imperfect. So we select the text, the verb in this case, and go over here. Or the shortcut is Ctrl-Shift-C. Okay? And close this. And again, with ponía. Important concept. You see that it has created two close with two different numbers. That means it's going to create two different cards in which it's going to close each one separately. If you wanted to close both at the same time, which is more interesting in this case, just simply delete the two and put one in both. Okay, and the hint, well, we need to know that past tense it's enough, right? Because we don't need more information. Carlos, we know third person singular, and yo first person singular. And in the recording, you can record a sentence if you want. Again, this is optional. Carlos cocinaba mientras yo ponía la mesa. Carlos cocinaba mientras yo ponía la mesa. Okay, that's it. You add this card and it's going to create this card. Okay, pretérito imperfect. It's what we are learning here. And Carlos close mientras yo close la mesa. Okay, there is a mistake here. We need in the hint to know which verbs we have to put. Okay, with the pictures it's maybe not enough. So we go to hint, past tense, and say cocinar and poner. Okay, in this case, easier, right? Cocinar, poner. And on the other side, we'll see Carlos cocinaba mientras yo ponía la mesa. Both the answer with the recording, if you have recorded, and the important part, the explanation, explicación, okay? The perfect is used to indicate simultaneous actions. If you wanted to, you could also put in the explanation a translation of the sentence. Okay? So that's it for the use of these flashcards for grammar concepts in sentences. This is an example inside a grammar deck of a table of a verb in a particular conjugation. So this is the subjunctive in the present tense, right? The form in the regular, right? So for the three conjugations, are, and ir, and you are being asked now to say the first person of all these verbs. So yo hable, yo aprenda, and yo viva. Okay. So, and here is the answer with some maybe useful tips, right? Like the endings of ir are identical and all that stuff. Okay? This kind of verb tables will be already created in the deck, so you don't have to do anything regarding this. When it comes to the pronunciation cards, we have two types: ear training and mouth training. So learning to recognize the sounds and learning to produce the sounds. So in this case, we are doing mouth training. So it's asking me to pronounce a word which contains a sound very particular to Spanish. In this case, the alveolar flap, the R. So how do you pronounce pero? And with Shift V, you record yourself. Pero. Okay, and then compare to the actual answer. Okay, you can either play the correct answer or you can replay your own voice. So you can compare how close the sound you produce and the correct sound are, right? So that's mouth training. Let's see ear training. Okay, so you have two options here, and you have heard one of them, one of these words. Okay, so you need to recognize which one it is. Again. Okay, which one you heard, pero or perro? So the answer is perro. This way we are training our ear to recognize this particular sound in Spanish, in this case, the alveolar trill, right? So that's it for pronunciation cards, both mouth training and ear training. And this deck in particular will be already made for you. So there's no cards you need to create. Congratulations, you have finished the videos on Anki. You're already a master of Anki and you are equipped with everything you need to know to make use of this fantastic software. So I hope with this you have no excuse to master vocabulary and grammar in context, and I see you on the next one.